Welcome back to Single Tree Nation, guys. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, and as always, we have our illustrious co-host, Mr. Derry Wells.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, man, it's starting off on the right foot already. Look, we want to thank Toast for being our primary partner here at the show and for our restaurant. They help us bring hospitality to life with all the technology they provide us. So thank you guys for that. And we are super, super proud to be a partner with you. Today, we have a killer show. My man, James Buckingham from Big Bucks BBQ. Thanks for coming to hang out with us for a little while today, brother.
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah.
Man, I'm glad to have you. I started out in this barbecue field, very similar to how you have, and I thought when we met that this would be a killer show to dive into because your story's pretty cool. You're literally, we just got done talking about it pre-show, but you're literally twice the size of me. Literally.
It's Big Bucks for a reason.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. It's not a hard name together, is it?
Right. Now, I say that I'm not a large man to begin with. I'm only 5'7", but you are 6'7".
Yes, sir.
As every teenage boy in America just died laughing.
Right.
It's gross. And it's just incredible. So I'm just happy to have you on, man. It's gonna be a good time. So we'll jump into it and rock and roll. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, where you're at, what you're doing now, and we'll dive into the story.
Love to, man. Yeah. So as he said, my name is James Buckingham. Everyone calls me Buck, and I am the face and the owner and the operator of Big Bucks BBQ. And I was born and raised in Columbus, Georgia. I'm an Air Force veteran, and I've been in Middle Tennessee now about 11 years, and just really this year getting to full time running my food truck. I started last year part time, still working jobs and whatnot, and decided to trust the Lord. And by the way, let me. Before I go any further, I want to give all honor to my Lord and Savior, and He is the head of my life. I couldn't do any of this that I'm doing without Him. I want to say that first and foremost. Yeah,
man's got a plan.
Yeah, man. And so I had to just go ahead and step out on faith and say, man, hey, this is what God called me to do. Barbecue is literally everything to me, and so I said I'm going to do this full time, and I've been doing it all year full time now, and haven't had a regret yet.
You went full time in January?
March, actually. March. Yeah, okay. I took the winter off from barbecue last year because, like I said, I was only doing it part time, and so I went. Was working my job. I was doing security actually, and doing my job full time, and then when the weather broke, I was like, well, I'm open the truck back up, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it full time, and talked it over with my fiance, and we said, yeah, let's do it. So I'm doing it, and man,
I love it.
It's been great. Yeah.
I love it. So before we get into your story, Derry and I have talked extensively recently. Well, I don't even know if you can say it extensively, but we're trying to come up with a couple of new segments for our show. And one of the segments, Derry doesn't even know about it, so this is new to him. So welcome.
Hang on, you like how you said we've talked extensively about it, but Derry doesn't even know about it. Right. I dropped him like 5 different ideas. We were going back and forth wildly one night. But I don't know about this one, so we're all in for a treat.
He talked to himself about it.
That's right.
I talked to him in my head.
Okay, right. Okay. Oh, Derry, I love this.
Yeah, we've had a full conversation about
exactly what happened.
Yeah. See, you know me already.
Is this a barbecue guy thing? Like y'all just like have conversations about it?
Okay, all right, but what about this? Yeah, I mean, we've already had this conversation. So I'm on the customer advisory board with Toast, and when we went up there, the first time I ever went up there, they go around the room, they ask us, to tell what your favorite toast is.
Okay.
Okay. So in my brain, I'm thinking I'm at a wedding or a reception or something along those lines, and I got to give a toast.
Okay.
Right? That's where my brain went.
Right.
But they were wanting to know, like, what kind of breakfast toast?
Oh. I would have been the same way as you. I'd have been like, this one's to honor.
I was going through all the toasts in my head, and I was like, I only know about 3, and none of them are radio appropriate. And I'm like, God, well, there's that one Scott taught me in German. No, can't do that one. And then I'm like, well, no, there's that one about gunpowder. No, that one's out. Like, I don't have any. So that's
I got one that starts with blind, crippled, and crazy.
Yeah. See,
You can't.
Somebody's Googling these.
Oh, yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
gunpowder toast, right? Whoa, wow. Yeah, you can't
do that one.
Yeah. Google this one's to honor.
Yeah. So my question is, would you think a toast as in cheers is more appropriate for the show, or what your favorite toast like bread is, since we are sponsored by Toast?
Okay. I'm not familiar with Toast as a company.
Okay. It's a POS company.
It's a POS company.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Think Square.
Gotcha.
On steroids, and
Okay.
equipment's way better.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I need to look into Toast is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
All
yes.
right.
We can discuss that.
Y'all were going to have that conversation off air. You just didn't know.
Yeah, you just didn't know it was coming.
All right. So I think I would think that the Cheers kind of toast would be more
Cheers kind of toast?
Because that's what comes, like you said, that's what comes to mind naturally first anyway. I mean, who's thinking about breakfast toast like that?
I like throwing people for a loop too. So
Well, you did. Well done.
Yeah. So, do you have any appropriate toast you could give out?
I don't know that I've ever led one that was in a scenario where it had to be appropriate. So I don't have. I mean, all the toasts I've ever been where somebody got celebrated at a bar for doing something, or we're all at somebody's house.
Never done a toast at church.
Right. Somebody showed up, and you're like, well, we ain't seen this fella fill in the blank, all the colorful language. Oh, and everybody raised their glass to him, and all of a sudden everybody's. I've never been like, welcome to the wedding, guys. This is the best man.
All the
love,
toast
life,
church
and blessings.
With,
like,
this is my blood shed for the remission of sins.
Yeah.
That's not the best toast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's go to breakfast.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of appropriate
Stay radio appropriate.
I think you'll have to, right? Yeah.
So what would be your favorite, if you were eating toast for breakfast, what would be your, or lunch or dinner, doesn't really matter. If you were eating toast, what would be your favorite kind of toast?
Man,
Wheat?
Yeah, regular white bread with butter and sugar and cinnamon.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
I took it back to when I was like 6 and got the swirl raisin bread.
Oh, yeah? You guys had that when you were 6? Man.
And they lived on the upside town.
Yeah.
So.
Look, that was a splurge.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was a splurge.
I had to make my toast with the booty of the bread. You
put your own swirl in.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you
I hadn't heard it called the booty of the bread in a long time. I forgot that one existed. My mom has started buying half loaves, and it doesn't have the booty on one end. And and it cracks me up and it throws me off a little bit because I'm like, we'll be at mom's house. I'm like, it's missing a piece. And she's like, it's a half loaf. And I'm like, it's still like,
it's weird. It's weird.
Where's the other half?
Yeah.
Because they didn't actually take a full pan and cut it in half and like.
Right. I don't understand. Why buy a half loaf?
Well, at the time, most of the time,
does she not eat a lot of bread? I'm guessing.
Well, she doesn't eat a lot of bread, and she lives by herself, and there's just not a lot to be consumed. So, but so. And she's buying the sourdough bread too, so she's uppity. It's got the blue packaging, whatever. So, but anyway, I do find that comical. But
your mom's snooty about bread.
My mom is snooty about 3 things in the kitchen.
Bread's one of them.
Bread's one.
Okay.
Butter and milk.
She's got to have that Kerrygold.
No, she's not there yet.
Oh, okay.
But she will once she discovers it.
Yeah.
She just ain't splurged that hard yet.
Okay.
But when I tell you, if this woman finds butter on sale, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes. Doesn't matter. Like seriously, all the time. And I've never part of her downstairs fridge. Oh, 100%. Yeah. And there's never less than 2 gallons of milk in there. But she will spring for the MTSU milk.
To sidetrack just quickly. Why are you posting pictures of your mama napping?
Oh man.
That's what
hang on. Hang on.
Bro.
So
you gotta explain
my mom is not a social media person.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you decided to make her one.
No.
Yeah.
So
he made her public.
So what
he's not gonna tell everybody is he texts me on the side asking me to share it on my work page so I had more followers to hit it.
So it was her birthday.
I'm kidding.
Last week.
Do that.
No, but it was her birthday last week, whatever. And I was like, this will be hilarious. The people that know her will get a kick out of it.
Right.
The people that don't know her, like as far as like at the house may know me or whatever, are gonna be like, can't believe you just did this to your mother.
Right.
And that was the response I even commented, she will kill me when she discovers this.
Yeah.
I'm glad you actually brought this up. I get a text from a friend that I haven't talked to in a few months, is a nurse at the high school where my mom teaches. And she's like, does your mother like pineapple and coconut? I was like, yeah. She goes, I actually brought a cake to school today. I'm going to take it to her for birthday. It's great. So she walks in. She's like, how'd you know it was my birthday? She's like, oh, I've been conniving with your son. And, we've got it all figured out. And I was like, ha. So mom comes home, tells me the long version of how she got this cake. And she goes, but what were y'all even talking about my birthday for? And so I was like, this. And I showed mom. She was not pleased.
I'm sure she wasn't.
However, she did find it hilarious. All the people who do know mom, like my mom's just one of those ladies, she gets comfortable still, she'll doze off and then like a little cat nap. And so my sister-in-law also, she's like, I can't believe you did that. Like, that's and crazy. I was like, yeah, but mom saw the hilarity in it. Didn't create her Instagram page,
What was funny about the entire thing to me was your wife, Derry's wife.
Oh, stop.
Commented with a picture of him on the other side of the room.
Oh, okay.
Out cold.
It would have. It literally. She took like a little 3-second video.
Twinsies.
Yes. Yeah. Here's my mom. Boom, got me. And I was like, we're both just like, I was like, out. All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's
got him.
That worked.
I could hear the snoring on the other side of town.
I don't snore when I sit upright. I'm good.
It was so. It looked like one of the best Thanksgiving meals I had ever been to. Is what it looked like. You know what I mean? Where
it probably was a Sunday meal or a Tuesday night. Yeah.
It was great.
All you need is that CPAP mask.
It was wonderful.
Buck's like, I showed up here to talk food truck. We're talking about this guy's mom's birthday.
It's great. I love it. I love it. So let's back down now that we got toast and cheers out of the way.
Oh man.
We're working on some other segments, but the other one, and I think our favorite so far is if you could have dinner with one person, past, present, or future. All right, who would that be?
If I could have dinner with one person, past, present, or future, who would that be? There's a bunch of choices there for me.
I asked this question to a couple of people this week since me and Derry had talked about it. And so far, everybody that I've talked to, all right, has one mentioned either a grandparent or a parent, all right, that is deceased,
right,
no longer with us, to have one more conversation with them. And I found that pretty interesting and pretty deep.
Yeah.
Right. Because you can go down a rabbit hole with all kinds of emotions there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've gotten Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, all of them. But since you brought it up already, my favorite response out of all of them, and it never popped in my brain, which really shocked me myself as a religious individual.
Jesus.
Sit down and talk to Jesus.
Yeah.
It didn't come into my brain.
Right.
Now, it's in my brain now.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's my response now is,
right,
man, how I would love to sit down and have that conversation.
Man, how much that would change you as a person, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the unique part there is to look where you go from a selfish aspect, the grandparent side. Just that one more, conversation. but it's not selfish to also think I'd like to have a conversation with Jesus for betterment of self, right? So like they're still both a little bit inward focused, but they're not rooted in the same thing.
Well, here's my thought on that. So I thought initially when you asked the question, I thought about my mother who's deceased, or my father who's also deceased, but I wouldn't choose them because I'd hate to lose them again.
Sure.
Does that make sense? You know what I mean? You get to have that dinner and then you know they're gone forever again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to go through that again. So you know, Jesus would be a great choice because you know he ain't gonna die after this. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's not a one and done.
But yeah, that'd be my thing. I you know, as much as I'd love to talk to him one more time, like you said, selfishly.
Yeah.
You know, you got to realize you got to deal with that loss again too.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm cool on that.
I think that's going to be a good topic. Like. Long term, we may need to study. Would you have preferred to have a heads up on that?
No.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Because I was wondering as we discussed that, if kind of just a softball, like, hey, you know,
no, I'm cool.
Dinner, but
we'll ask next week too on our next guest. And see
I'm digging. I think it's a lot of fun. So we'll see.
But I just think like the reason we started this show, was to hear people's stories.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I love about music is when you get to know an artist, the music sounds different.
Okay.
Right? Like if you hear the Chili Peppers story and then go back and listen and like truly listen to the music and listen to the words and hear how it goes.
Understand what they were singing about. And,
right. Then your whole process changes. We last week, a couple weeks ago, we had a lady on named Caitlin Curtis, and she's got a couple of new songs coming out. And one of her songs, what she was singing about was totally different than what some people said to her that it meant to them. So when you really get into what it means to somebody that wrote it and singing it, it can have a totally different meaning than what you think it is, right? So. You know, I feel the same thing about food and people that cook.
I agree.
Right? The way you cook, the love, the passion, the soul that you put into a rack of ribs, the why, all of that changes when you know why somebody does it. Right?
I agree, 100%.
So, and I think
what I think is unique about that. You could take 100 guys who cook brisket and say, hey, what do you do to your brisket? Salt, pepper, garlic. Yeah. No, but what else? That's it. Yeah. Well, how do you smoke it? I wrap it at 165. You know, at the basis of it, everybody does it within a window the same way.
Generally the same,
right? Unless you get something wild or you're brining it or something, whatever, blah, blah. But I mean, for the most part, everybody does the same thing.
Then you can cut your doggone brisket the wrong way.
Right. Cut it the wrong way, or you did this, that, but then you start talking to them. Then you get to, hey, what's your drive behind this? And I, you know, and you start kind of feeling the fact of like, wait, there's a lot more here than just salt, pepper, garlic. Right. And it gets to that element. And I think that like what you're saying, you start to know somebody and it draws me in. I mean, I'll just be honest. Every guest that we've had on this podcast who's been a restaurant owner, I have tried to go to their restaurant. Well, and I've still got a list of a couple that I haven't made it to yet.
Yeah, of course.
But I always go in feeling like it's already a better food because I know their background. Yeah.
Love is a real ingredient.
100%. 100%.
It's just like if you had your grandmother write down all her recipes and you had your wife try to recreate them, it ain't gonna be the same.
Mom's pecan pie.
She could follow the recipe to the letter, and it's still not gonna be what grandma used to do because it ain't got grandma's love.
That's right.
It's all it is.
Look, I did it the other day. I don't even remember what it was. I was making at the restaurant, but it's not something on the menu. It was off menu, and I was putting some in. One of my guys was asking me how to make it, and I was like, "Oh, it's a tablespoon of salt," but I used my hand. for the tablespoon.
It's not really a tablespoon, right?
No, it ain't really a tablespoon. It's what my eyeball says a tablespoon is, right? And that tablespoon is going to be the same almost every time for me, right? But it's probably not going to be a tablespoon. Might be a tablespoon and a half,
right?
Might be 3/4. I don't know. I never measured it out.
That's it.
But and he was like, you know, if I made one of those recipes like that, you get mad at me. And I went, well, yeah. Because that's a recipe for the restaurant. It's got to be the same every time. This one's for my house. And it might be this much different than the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
sure.
It's love is definitely a real ingredient for sure.
I got a few years ago, I asked my mom to start writing down family recipes by hand. And that's been the thing going for years now. So I've got a nice little notebook, her stuff.
Okay.
And I go through there and make it. And there's about 2 things that have tasted like hers. Turns out those aren't recipes that she got or came up with. It was something she got somewhere else. So she's just duplicating. So I'm duplicating what was already being duplicated, right? But her stuff, can't touch it. Well, I cannot get her biscuits right for nothing.
How about let me start telling you my barbecue love story. All right. So starts when I'm about 10, 11 years old. I was raised by my grandparents.
Okay.
My grandfather, retired 23-year master sergeant in the Army, and also a barbecue man. You know, he every weekend seemed like if we weren't working hard somewhere, he wanted to do a barbecue. And so when I got to be about 10 or 11, and believe it or not, I was not a big kid. So I was an average size.
Buck, I do not believe it.
Nobody ever does. Nobody ever does. But listen, if I could take you to my grandparents' house and show you the old pictures, I was not an abnormal sized kid. But when I got tall enough to see the top of the grill, my grandfather started showing me, how to do it. And he started me with, building my fire first, and then it was, meat management and moving things around and whatever. And so that started my love was doing that with him, right? And then as I got older, when I went into the military myself and everything, I took that and I became my grandfather basically. On the weekends I'm barbecuing and my friends coming over and we're doing that all the time. When I get out of the military, I come home and my uncle is he's gotten heavy into barbecue at that time, and he bought a big trailer smoker and all this kind of stuff, and he's doing big cooks and stuff. So I start kind of studying with him, right? And he and I we start comparing notes and challenging each other on different stuff and whatever, and that builds it even further. To the point we spent 6 years working on a dry rub together. Like I do my part on my side. He'd do whatever he did on his side. We come together and compare notes and whatever. And I put half a cup of this in there and whatever. And then eventually we got to a blend. We were like, oh,
that's the one.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. So I did that for about 6 years after I got out of the military. I was doing IT work. Believe it or not, I used to be an IT guy. I was a computer nerd. You call IT, and
is that what you did in the Air Force?
That's what I did in the Air Force. Yeah.
And the whole reason, I thought you'd be too tall for the Air Force. Don't they have a ceiling?
So for pilots.
Oh, for pilots.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that was my original goal. I wanted to be a pilot.
All right.
And then I went to the recruiter and everything, and I was going to go in the academy and all that to be a fighter pilot. I always wanted to turn and burn, right? Well, they're like at the time I was only 6'3".
Right.
Which the cutoff was 6'2". For fighter pilots, and because the cockpit's only so big. And so they're like, yeah, you're not gonna be able to be a pilot, and nobody knew that I still had room to grow at that time either. I was a real late bloomer.
Right.
And so. Yeah, so I ended up going into my second interest at the time, which was computers. And so IT was what I did. And so when I got out of the Air Force, I was doing contracts, working for different companies. And the final contract that I worked was down in Houston, Texas. And I was working with Chevron down there. And I got tired of doing contract IT work. I was like, this is... it pays bills, but I don't like it.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
And so somebody told me, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. Well, what do I love? What would I do if I just had free time, didn't have to go to work somewhere? What would I be doing at home? I'd be barbecuing. So I used my GI Bill, figured out where I wanted to go to culinary school, and ended up going to Le Cordon Bleu to their Atlanta campus, and got my culinary degree. And while I was in Le Cordon Bleu, everybody thought I was crazy because who pays all this money to go to a fancy fine dining French culinary school and
to learn barbecue?
Be a pit master, right? Right. And I argue people down. I had many debates about this because everybody in culinary school thinks they're going to be the next Food Network star or Gordon Ramsay or something,
Oh yeah.
And from what I've seen, 90% of them aren't even going to continue cooking after school.
Right.
But my argument was that there is no more skill-dependent type of cooking than barbecue. There's no other type of cooking where you have to create and manage your own heat source. You have to battle atmospheric conditions. You have to deal with varying apparatus as far as different type of smokers and all this kind of stuff. Baking is baking.
Right.
You know what I mean? Frying is frying.
If the oven's accurate, let's go.
And every other type of cooking, you don't have to worry about the humidity throughout the entire cook, not just at the start or the beginning or in the middle.
Right.
Throughout the entire process, it can change.
Right.
So you can, and that's one of the things in teaching in my restaurant. It's the same thing in teaching someone else how to do what I do.
Yeah.
Not only do they have to have the feel. Not the thermometer and the SOP or the recipe or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But the feel, what it feels like when the pit's too hot, what it feels like, because it can be 250 degrees and be too hot.
Yep.
Right. And you may want to cook at 250, but if you're spiking in one side of your pit or another one because the door's open too much, the humidity dropped, whatever, that changes the entire cook. Right. So I agree with you, man. It hands down. It is.
Or times like this time of year when you might start cooking at 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon when it's one temperature and the temperature drops sharply
overnight.
After the sun goes down.
Yeah.
And now you're dealing with two different conditions. While you're cooking, you got to be able to adjust for that. You know what I mean? You got to know how to handle that. And so that no other kind of cooking requires that much.
Was it earlier this week or last week? It was 31 degrees when we started cooking in the morning. And in the afternoon, it was 77.
Yeah. And that's
more than double the ambient temperature.
Right. So whereas
you're telling me that makes a difference?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You go from a little bit. Every hour you got to put two splits on to now you got to go down to just one split because two splits is going to create too much heat for
logically I know everything y'all are saying here.
Yeah.
I've never considered it, especially from a hospitality standpoint, that you're trying to be consistent, serve the same thing every time. That temperature would play that much difference. And what's coming to my head was there was 2021, 22, somewhere in there, we had a big snow here, 6, 7, 8 inches, whatever it was. And I decided I was going to cook some ribs or something, and it took forever.
Yeah. And
I couldn't decide why it took. I knew it was cold outside. Like, I'm not ignorant, but like it took. And I'm convinced now y'all are sitting here telling it is the humidity from all the snow being on the ground. That humidity slowed it all up. Was soaking up.
Do you remember last year we had the snow come in? It wasn't really that bad last year. Year prior, what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last year it was just cold.
Yeah.
Super cold. So once the road started clearing up, the temperature at night kept getting colder. So when we opened up, we had to close for 3 or 4 days in a row. When we opened up, that day prior to us opening the doors back up for business, when I got to the restaurant, I went live on TikTok or Instagram or something. And I was talking to somebody on there, and we were going back and forth. They were asking questions, and somebody asked me if I was cold, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm cold. It's like 7 degrees out here. And somebody corrected me and said, no, it's -17. So think about trying to smoke something at 250 degrees when it's negative 17, and then today when it's 77, 75, whatever the temperature was today. Right, the difference in how you do things is crazy.
Your backyard barbecue guy like
doesn't understand,
and that's why the beer makes it all taste good. Like you know, like it's just, and I don't mean that like flippantly, but like it's true. Like you know,
well, and on top of all of that, like if I called Buck and said, "Hey man, cook me a rack of ribs,"
no,
you see his response, right? Like I'm not starting my smoker for a rack of ribs. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I'll go buy a rack of ribs from somebody else. But cooking one rack of ribs or cooking one pork butt or one brisket or just one of anything is
I'm not and I have people
it's ridiculous
that make requests like that, you know, all the time. And if I'm already cooking a bunch of stuff for other reasons,
You'll
I'll throw an extra one in there.
Yeah.
But if I'm not already doing it, no, I'm sorry. It's got to be a minimum order of this much to, you know.
But from a dollar amount standpoint, okay, let's just say the dollars aren't there.
Yeah.
Okay. What's easier? You've been doing this for a while. What's easier? Cooking a full smoker or cooking one pork butt?
Full smoker.
Why?
Because I'm getting the most out of I'm burning the same amount of wood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The same fuel to keep that smoker hot, and I'm getting the maximum profit out of all the meat that I got in there.
And when you have all of that on there and your smoker's completely full,
and it's gonna stay hot longer.
It stays hot longer.
Hold the temp better.
Holds temp better. The heat
because the meat is absorbing the heat,
well,
so it's
becomes
more temperate.
It levels it all out.
Yeah, yeah.
Levels it out. So
you got to think about like my smoker. I have an offset smoker, right? So the offsets, you start on one end and the heat's blowing through, but it's not a straight line. The heat rolls around the chamber like a convection oven.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing people don't think about is the science of convection. I can go all day about that.
So you got.
I'm really blown away right now. Like so
So when the smoker's completely full, it levels that heat out all the way around. So it's easier to smoke. When you're smoking one, number one, the amount of wood it cost me to smoke one pork butt is asinine.
Yeah.
Like it would be, I would have to charge somebody double what I would normally charge. Yeah. Just because of the amount
to cook
of
it on the same smoker.
Yeah, right.
Now, if I'm using, a backyard smoker or a smaller smoker, sure, whatever. But you're using little chunks. You're not using. I'm using firewood logs. Stuff that you're making. You're
That's
starting.
One of my favorite spots about going to your restaurant is when you see the wood stacked out. And you're just like, because right? Yeah. It's not just there's a propane tank in the back, and we threw some stuff on. Yeah. Like there's ricks and ricks of wood stacked up, and because that is y'all's dependence on what you're doing, and and it makes a difference. Goes back to what you're saying, that love. Yeah. Like you can't simulate that without doing the work.
Here's the other thing that a lot of people don't think about: when you get wood to smoke with, all right, do you check the moisture level in the wood?
That's the other thing too.
Not for smoking. I do that in the cabinet shop though.
So if me and everybody's different, he'll probably like the moisture level in his wood different than what I do. But I like 15 to 22, 23% moisture in the wood because then it'll still burn hot enough, but provide me the smoky flavor that I want. Where most people that provide wood to you around here will give you wood that's under 10%. And that's like
super cured.
Yeah, and that's like a match.
Burns hot, but there's no smoke to
fast.
It, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. So, well, like he's saying, the moisture content is gonna change the flavor of the smoke, right? Because so you know the difference between dirty smoke and clean smoke.
Yeah.
So that's a lot to do with moisture content in the wood and how much oxygen the fire is getting. Right, and so if the fire's not getting enough oxygen, then it's kind of smoldering.
Okay,
and that's what gives you that thick white smoke. Right.
Okay,
and that plus the moisture in it is gonna create that dirty taste. Right. But if you're burning a clean fire with plenty of oxygen and you just got that thin blue smoke as they call it, then that's going to give you the ideal smoke flavor. But it's counterintuitive because people think, oh, I see more smoke.
Right, yeah.
It's going to be more smoky flavored. No, it's just going to be nasty tasting. And
that's that black stuff that collects on your spatula when you go to grab the grate or whatever. Right. Like, hey, oh, yeah, I got plenty of smoke. Look at that. No, that's not what you want.
Have you ever seen somebody do that? They scrape the grate and go on?
No, like, when you go in and, like, you get a flare up on the grill or something, and the grease from the beef or whatever sitting there, and they'll kind of hang on to it, and you do that, and it's on the bottom of the spatula.
Oh, yeah, look at all the smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've never
I think I've heard people that, look, that's flavor there.
Man, you've had a hard barbecue life.
No, I haven't. My barbecue life has been very simple and very, and I've learned a lot. I mean, I don't do brisket often. I'm not good at it. And I know my limits. I can cook ribs in my sleep. I cheat, though. I say I cheat.
Pellet smoker.
Oh, yes. I do that. But... where I cheat is once I wrap, I throw everything in the oven.
Oh, you wrap ribs.
And exactly like that. So, and I get it. I'm not, I'll take my shame. And I'm fine with that. But if once I finish stuff off, once you wrap it, you can't put smoke onto it. Be consistent, put it in the oven. And so,
and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't.
There's not. But all I'm trying to do is feed my family dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they're all like, "Oh, look what you got." And I'm like, "The secret is the sauce that so and so gave me, or what you told me to do, or do this." And I'll try something new every now and then. But pretty much, I've got my little system down, and it doesn't. Nobody complains. So
you're not gonna get me to fault you.
So
there's my favorite thing about barbecue.
There's no one way.
There's not one way to do it, right? And the people that cook barbecue for a living, especially commercial level, right? Whether it's in a food truck in a shack on the side of the road, in a full service restaurant, doesn't matter. There's 9,000 different ways to do it, and they're all right.
Yeah.
Because it's what works for them. Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of a shack on the side of the road,
before we get to that, let's take a quick break.
All right.
And then we'll come right back.
We'll do it.
What's going on, guys? I'm your man, Charlie Evelyn, owner of Single Tree Barbecue and host of Single Tree Nation. We are right here in Boston at the Toast headquarters. You got to check the show out every Saturday morning on ESPN 94.9, The Fan. Can't catch it? No problem. Check us out on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and you'll never miss an episode. We'll see you there. Welcome back, guys. We are having a blast talking to my man Buck. Derry is over here talking about shacks on the side of the road.
I'm going to talk about shacks on the side of the road.
And all kinds of, pellet smokers and cheating and,
look, I
whatever
do
you want to call it.
Backyard warrior. Look, my extension cord runs and it like that.
Look, I'm different than a lot of people on pellet smokers.
Yeah.
Because when pellet smokers came out, everybody got, the true barbecue guys were totally against it.
Easy bake ovens.
Yeah. And from where I'm against it is the guy down the street that is using his pellet smoker comes into my restaurant or goes to your food truck and goes, "Oh man, I can smoke a brisket just as good as you can." Oh, okay. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Good job.
Challenge accepted.
Right. And he's never started a fire a day in his life.
Yeah.
So that's where I get. I don't even irritate. It's not even the right word because I don't really care. But
what's funny though,
that's the difference.
I've got a smoked cheese dip that I make, and I won't use my pellet. I only use my offset on that.
Well,
only pecan wood because I like the way it flavors the cheese and does what it does to it. Right. That's so
where I got involved with pellet smokers was 2019. A friend and I, we did the Jack Daniels competition and went down there and I saw all the professional teams, and I'm talking about big names, Big Mo Kason, Heath Riles, all these guys were using pellet smokers in this competition, right? I mean, Big Mo had a couple of Traegers lined up side by side. Oh yeah, man, I can go to sleep and all this. And okay, cool. I'm like, so what is the deal? Like, okay, so I said, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get one and see what it is, So I bought one. I bought a Rectech and
Good Brew.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's well designed. Nothing bad to say about its functionality or anything like that. But you cannot get the same flavor out of
I completely agree. I completely agree. And I'm just a backyard guy. Yeah. And like my first smoker, he knows the story. $25 Facebook special during COVID. Bought $15 worth of high temperature paint on the way home, and that's what I did. And I learned off that. Yeah. And mine's charcoal and chunk wood instead of the big one because it's a small offset. But I've managed it, and I've learned it, and I know it, and I like the hot spots, over here or whatever. Yeah. But I'll still want to do my cheese dip on my offset. I will never put that on my pellet grill, and I find that comical because of the same thing. Yeah. So,
let's dive into Buck's barbecue in general, right? So you. This year, you're full time.
Yes, sir.
Doing the truck.
Yeah.
What would you say is one of the biggest lessons you've learned so far?
The biggest lesson I've learned is number one, you can't try to please everybody, right? When I first started, I'm trying to think of, let me have something on the menu for everybody. Let me try to, accommodate, some people say they like this, some people say they like that, so I'm trying to have everything on the truck, and I was wasting money doing that, because the few people that, for instance, want slaw on their pulled pork sandwich is not worth the amount of slaw I bought. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's, you can't please everybody. Number two, if you got a good product, people are gonna come back for it. They're gonna tell somebody about it, and they're gonna pay what you ask for it. And that's another thing I had to get over was when I first started. I was worried about I don't want nobody to think I'm charging too much or whatever. You gotta quit worrying about that. You gotta do the math. You gotta charge what you gotta charge.
What
for
you need to operate. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've never, when I started, talking to myself that way and just saying, hey, okay, by the math, this is what I got to charge. I've never had anybody go, oh, well, that's too much or whatever. People, they're going to pay what they feel like it's worth, right? And if, like I said, if you got a good product, it's going to speak for itself. It's going to sell itself.
Yep.
So that's the biggest lessons I had to learn.
Now, do you have steady spots that you park the truck and cook, or are you bouncing around?
Now I'm moving around a lot. I used to be pretty much in one spot over here, Go USA Fun Park, and shout out to them. They've been great to me over there, and they basically gave me my first shot. Over there, I used to do security for them actually, and so when I was just talking about my dream of the food truck, and I'm gonna have my barbecue truck, for long when I was still building the trailer and everything. The manager there, he was like, "Hey man, you get that going, you pull it up over here." And I was, all right, cool. So I held them to it, and they love it over there. So
nice.
But then I started branching out and trying to find other locations, because even the fun park has its up and down times, you know what I mean? And so trying to find more consistent traffic areas and things like that, and doing more special events and things like that, and even more different towns now. I'm outside of Murfreesboro. I'm in Lebanon. I'm in Gallatin. I'm wherever I can try to sell some meat, I'm gonna try to sell it.
From a food truck status, what is the? I've seen. Now, I don't know as near as many food truck people as y'all do, but every now and then you'll see one in Murfreesboro that seems like a new person. And you find out they drove to Murfreesboro, whatever. And you mentioned going to other cities. Where, and not so much the break-even factor on the money side of it, but where does it become beneficial to go ahead and seek outside those boundaries to where you are the new kid on the block, or it's a name? Because you know what I'm saying? Like if you have a new restaurant in town, it's either everybody's going or like, we'll get there when we get there. And you go there for one night to be the new guy in town. Are you hoping you're just, I'm the only one there at a single event, or is it?
Well, for me, I when I go to a new place, like I just recently started, in Gallatin, and I'm not gonna commit to being there every day, but I want to go there to get people to kind of start recognizing me. Try, however many people come and actually try my food, they're gonna be telling somebody, man, I know a guy's got some great brisket over here, whatever. Yeah. And then it's that's its own marketing. And then of course I'm passing out my cards, giving them to getting them to my social media, all that kind of stuff, so that they reach out to me for catering. They reach out to me, just to see where I'm at sometimes, because I've had people come to me from other towns, like just because they want my barbecue.
That's gotta be a good feeling.
Oh,
like when they committed to making that trip for you.
Absolutely,
that's
man.
awesome.
I've had people drive down from Nashville to come down here to Murfreesboro. I've had people come to Gallatin from Murfreesboro. Yeah, I've had people come to Lebanon, and come from Brentwood or whatever. Like that.
I'd drive to Lebanon. I wouldn't drive Gallatin.
I understand.
That ain't got nothing to do with you. Nope.
Hey, right.
Look, that goes back to 1997, 1998,
that
and
BMW
that high school bus
too
trip.
Small for him.
Right.
Yeah, shoot. I couldn't afford the gas card.
Yeah, but no. So I mean, that's the thing. When being the new person in the area, I just want to have as big an impact as possible, and so that I'm on people's minds. Yeah. When you think about barbecue, I want you to think about Big Buck, right?
So along those lines, look, you started this venture.
Yes, sir.
Now, when I started this venture, for me, it was one or two different food items that really that I love to cook. You talked about if you do what you love, you never have to work a day in your life, right? So there's a couple of different things that I love to cook and I love to eat that I couldn't find around here at the time. So let's just do it ourselves, right?
Right.
What are those items for you? When you wake up in the morning and you got the menu set for the weekend, what is it that you're excited about cooking?
And number one, my brisket. I found brisket to be severely lacking in Tennessee, period. And then also my ribs, man. I found a lot of people, and when I'm saying what I found, I'm talking pre-you. Okay,
you're good.
Yeah,
you ain't hurt my feelings.
But people, boiling their ribs and things like that. Just things that I think are just blasphemous in my mind. Right.
Had somebody prior to us getting our restaurant, so this was over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They were buying ribs from me to sell at their restaurant.
Okay.
So, and I would bring them ribs on Friday and Saturdays. So on Fridays, I would bring them ribs. And they would it was like 9 racks. Nothing crazy, right?
Right.
So I dropped
imagine what they had to be charging for that though. Once they paid you for it,
it wasn't inexpensive.
Yeah.
So
it was not the economy ribeye, was it?
So, but anyways, long story short, I tell you this because I called them on Saturday and said, "Hey, do you still want another 9 racks today?" And they said, "Oh, well, we had a pretty slow night. Just bring us 6 racks."
Okay.
And I was like, "Okay. No problem." So I bring 6 racks over there, and the cook is in the back, and somebody had just ordered a half rack, and I walk in to this individual taking it out of cellophane,
taking your ribs out,
taking my ribs out of cellophane.
I can only imagine that.
And cutting them into individual bones, and threw them in the fryer.
In the fryer. Oh,
from cold.
Oh man,
he didn't batter and deep fry them and make deep fried.
Oh no,
deep fried ribs.
That was his method, just warming them up.
That's how they were warming them.
Oh, I would have gone into my best Macho Man impression.
I'd have walked out with my 6 fried ribs.
Oh yeah,
sorry y'all.
Oh yeah,
I can't do that.
Oh my God,
I'm not going to tell you on air what I did.
I'm coming off the top rope on that guy.
But needless to say. My ribs were no
longer sold there.
Yeah, it was pretty comical.
That was when you had the truck.
Yeah,
that's hysterical. I can only
frying. Oh man,
deep frying the ribs.
Yeah. Ooh, that is a concern of mine. If I was to get into a deal like that with somebody where they're selling my stuff, you know, I don't, especially if they're doing that and they're telling people that it's mine.
That would be my thing. Yeah. If you're just saying this is our rib,
right,
and it's what you do,
and whatever, right?
Yeah, fine.
Sure.
But the moment you say, well, we got these from Big Buck.
Yeah.
You know, Charlie at Singletree dropped these off just this morning. Yeah. Oh, heck no.
Nah, player.
He just walked in the door. Look at it.
They look crispy.
That's crispy rib you got there, Charlie. What? A crispy what?
It's new rib crackling.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man. I can only imagine, dude. That's, I'd lose all my composure.
So, you like the brisket and the ribs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If people spare ribs,
yes.
Baby spares.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a spare rib guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm becoming a spare rib guy.
I'm not a huge baby.
My family's still stuck on the baby back, but the more I do spare ribs, the more I'm becoming that spare rib guy.
I will tell you what I like baby back ribs for, and that is making a McRib sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Overdo it. Pull the bone out and just cut it.
Overcook the crap out of it.
That's it.
Right, you know, wrap them up in 5 pieces of foil.
Yeah.
You know, just
the foil boat and just
boiling in its own juices.
Yeah.
Put a little extra apple juice in there. Just
Now that is the jam on a sandwich.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, I'm coming to your food truck. I got to get the brisket. I got to get some ribs. What sides are we getting
on my food truck?
Yeah,
None.
I
don't sell sides.
No sides.
I don't sell any sides in my food truck. No sir.
Man, good for you.
Yeah, and it's and my lights are still on. So
yeah, good for you.
I don't sell any sides, man. The closest thing I have to a side is my a loaded baked potato or something like that. But I don't sell any beans, macaroni and cheese, anything like that. Number one, it's just me, right? I'm a one-man operation.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of cooking. And
yes, it is.
And I'm trying not to kill myself. To be honest.
Yeah.
And so
it's tough. Look, I did a full menu when we started ours, and it was just me. And I used to have black hair. Yeah. I don't know more.
And then
you got just a little bit still hanging on.
Just hanging on tight.
Right, and so I'm going gray myself, and so I'm trying to limit that as much as possible. But I don't sell sides on my truck, man. Now I do sides for my catering. When people order catering, you pretty much get whatever you ask for.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever, but not on the food truck.
So with that being said, you go to a barbecue joint. We have a segment. It's called our mac and beans. It's a this or that segment. You got to pick one. So when you go into a barbecue joint, are you getting the mac and cheese or are you getting the beans?
Beans.
Beans?
Yeah.
All right. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Have you had his beans?
I have. Yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, they're decent.
The more I have they're good. They're just good. I don't have. I get worked up. Like I'm not.
You worked up over the beans?
Oh, he is.
Okay.
Yeah,
he does.
I don't
look. There's people that come into my restaurant.
Yeah.
They're either on the mac and cheese train or they're on the beans train. Me personally, I like my beans. Don't get me wrong. They're mine.
Yeah.
I like them. If I'm going to pick one of the two, I'm probably going to get the mac and cheese.
Okay.
Now, again, there's people like Derry. My brother, he won't come to my restaurant without getting a bucket of beans.
Okay.
And when I say a bucket, I mean a whole bucket.
Oh.
Like he wants his side while he's there.
I didn't know that was an option. You've been holding out on me.
And then
bucket's an option?
Yeah. And then he wants a 5-gallon
pail
to take home with him.
Golly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
okay.
It's one or the other. So
I like beans. Number one, it's to me it's more of an actual barbecue item than mac and cheese is to me, unless you're like smoking your mac and cheese or something like that, I guess. But to me, beans they're a barbecue item. You know what I mean? They got barbecue flavors in them and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I find that the more guests we have on that have an actual culinary background, are choosing beans. And that's starting to kind of click a little bit in my head. That and Andrew Gruel had that moment. He was like, "Why do I want something that sits there and keeps cooking and gets soft and like a bean actually gets better the longer where the mac and cheese hits a point and it's just breaking apart." So
man,
look, a true mac and cheese should be al dente.
Right. Well, I mean, but then
you don't want the noodle to be mush.
Right. You don't want it to be mush, and also if you're gonna keep it, in a hot well for a while, it's got to have some fortitude to stand up to that, right? Because if you make it too soft,
that's why I use cavatappi pasta instead of using just a macaroni noodle.
Just because it's heavier.
It's a heavier, substantial noodle.
Yeah.
So it holds up longer in a heat. Well. So you can make a smaller batch, and then by the time you get to the end of that batch, and that last scoop isn't mush.
And I've also found too, you got to make if I'm making macaroni and cheese at home, I want the traditional baked mac and cheese, cut it like cake.
Yeah, like it's got a whole
Yeah, that doesn't work too well commercially. You got to have, it's got to be creamier. It's got to have more liquid to it to sit in that
public that
sit hot that long.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not how Grandma made it. I'm sorry she over milked it, but sorry.
Right. Put all the eggs in it.
So we may hit a nerve. Bucks will get upset.
What's the strangest thing you've ever smoked?
Strangest thing ever? Octopus, I think.
Octopus? That's a first.
I've smoked octopus. What else? I've smoked all kinds of wild stuff. Raccoon, rabbit, rattlesnake. Smoked rattlesnake.
Yeah.
But I think the strangest might be octopus. Kangaroo.
It's pretty lean.
It is, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But strangest, I'm thinking, octopus. And I'm not a fan of octopus, but my sister brought it one time, and she wanted it, so we smoked it.
Okay. How'd you smoke it? Whole?
Well, I mean, it was just the tentacles, and so
I know, like some people cut it up.
Oh yeah, no, I smoked the tentacles whole. Yeah,
okay.
Burnt ends.
right. Hey. And that's kind of what I did end up doing with it. After I smoked it whole, then I did cut it into chunks and then toss it in some sauce actually. But it was more of it wasn't a traditional barbecue sauce. It was more of like a Japanese kind of
okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like a soy sesame kind of thing.
Yeah,
and it's all right. It's a texture thing for me with octopus though. I'm not a fan of like rubbery, chewy kind of stuff.
I like it fried.
Fried octopus or calamari?
Well, both actually.
Okay.
But calamari is.
You like calamari?
I do. I just, it's one of those things I don't eat it very often, but I could still remember the first time I had it, and it was at some upscale restaurant that I had no business being in, and they did it really well. And so now I always think, I do like it because of them. And I've had a lot less than, and it's just but I still think back to that, and I was like, man, it's still well done. It's good.
Okay.
So
yeah. What I would tell you, don't ever smoke a kiwi.
You smoked a kiwi?
That's not good.
Where'd you get a kiwi to smoke?
I don't remember where I got it from, but it's not. It's
that's crazy.
It's
disgusting. Obviously it comes from like New Zealand or something, right? But like,
it was not good.
Yeah.
Somebody brought some kiwi to the restaurant, and I was like, "Ooh, let's try smoking it and see what it is."
That looks like.
But you wouldn't know till you try. I mean,
that's fair. We tried. I've grilled watermelon before,
and plenty of people like new peaches and stuff.
Okay, let's try that. And I've done pineapples, and I've done all kinds of different fruits.
Yeah.
So I was like, why not a kiwi? Let's try it.
And now you know why not a kiwi.
You're talking about the fruit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was talking about the animal.
Oh,
is there an animal called kiwi?
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
You learned something new every day.
I was like, where did you get that?
Yeah. No.
Now I know why you said it comes from Australia or something.
Yeah, New Zealand.
Yeah, the kiwi's a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't smoke that either, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean,
it's got a weird look.
Yeah, it does, but I tried.
It looks like a rat with a beak.
It does, yeah.
I don't know if that'd smoke real well.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd yield a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
marinated in something.
Yeah,
rub it down in mayonnaise and some rub.
Mayonnaise. This guy.
What's your binder?
Binder.
Yeah. Oh.
Hit a nerve.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
I love that.
Let me tell you something. Binders. I'm convinced is a conspiracy by the mustard industry to sell more
keep
mustard.
It sold. That's it. There you go.
Might be.
Yeah,
might be.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever seen a dry piece of raw meat?
Dry as in like just
raw
like,
meat.
Correct.
It's dry.
Correct.
To the touch. Have you ever seen that?
Not to the touch. I mean, visually.
Visually, it look dry to you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's dry.
No.
The surface is dry.
No, unless it's dry aged or something. But I'm saying just a raw out of the package.
Oh, out of the pack. No, I'm thinking like it's set in the fridge for a day or two. It's uncovered.
You've dried it out. That's different. You're dry aging it. No, I'm talking about.
Pull it out of the package.
I'm talking about meat out of the package.
Disclaimer: not a culinary guy. All right, so it's just.
but you're a guy who has bought meat from a store. And taking it out of a package.
And I hate when they're like, pat it down, it'll dry. No, it doesn't. No. Like, it just lets what's still in the come to the surface.
But when you take a piece of meat out of the package, it is not dry, right?
Correct.
It is already covered in moisture.
Correct.
Why do you need to add more moisture for the seasoning to stick to it?
Hey.
Yeah. Well, Buck, if people want to get a hold of you, they want to book your food truck, they want to find out where you're at, how can they do that?
Okay, so on all social media platforms, I am Big Bucks BBQ LLC, Big Bucks BBQ LLC, and that's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I have BigBucksBarbecue.com as well, website. You can call my phone. It's 423-946-9390. And yeah, just let me know. Whatever you need. I'm happy to work with anybody for catering situations. You need to come feed your company or whatever. I do it all, man. So
it's outstanding. I love it. Look, you guys know what to do, man. Call my man, book him, get him to come out, bring the food truck, the whole 9 yards. We'll have a blast doing it. Buck, I appreciate you coming to hang out with us today.
Man, it's been great, man. I enjoy this.
We'll stay in touch, and maybe we can get you to come hang out with us for the Smoke on the Shores. I'm gonna try and talk Derry into coming to hang out with us this year for the third year in a row. To come hang out with us and see if I get stood up for the third year in a row. But we're gonna try.
Tell him why. It falls on my son's birthday weekend.
You just don't love me.
Oh, it's your son's birthday weekend.
He's 22 now and he's engaged. I don't care anymore. So I
thought you had like a 3-year-old or something. What? Get out of here, man.
He's 35 and worried about the grandkids, but it's okay.
What?
I'm in this year. Yeah. I'm in.
Okay.
So
it'll be fun. We'll get him out there. Okay? So look, you guys know what to do. If you want to get involved with the show, please feel free to email me at charlie@singletreebbq.com. You can call me if you want to, 615-307-0120. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We air every Saturday from 8 to 9 on ESPN 94.9. If you don't catch us there, you can catch us on YouTube. Until next time, guys, we'll see you then.
Y'all be good.